Ivanka Trump's daddy issues are going to get even worse than Liz Cheney's in a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is so exciting that whole family might just go down. Do we have Donald's family to celebrate? I'm just saying. I don't know. I don't know if they're all going down or they're all going to flip on each other, but it's all so festive.
Wow. Yes, Rudy Giuliani's son is running for governor.
Oh, my God.
Spitting all over the harbor like a Liberty. Yeah. He's got the Liberty Mutual Insurance background.
What a dope, right? He's in his 30s. He's never done anything. He got a job because of his daddy in the White House doing nothing. And he's running for governor? And you know that's just to pardon his crooky daddy and Donald Trump, right?
It's the least of their problems, the Republicans. And, I love the arguments in the House, right? We should broaden this commission to investigate all torts. As I tweeted, we should broaden this commission to investigate January 6th and include the investigation of Charlie and Grandpa contaminating the fizzy lifting machine. We must look at all angles.
And where's the Lindbergh baby? Okay.
It's so hilarious what's happening.
Oh, wait, let's listen to Andy Giuliani. Shall we? We have 15. Oh, he's boy. Also he's a COVID denying. He's a COVID denier that had COVID. Here's his anti-science bull. Here he is.
I have the antibodies. I am not vaccinated, but I continually get tested with the antibodies.
Are you planning to get vaccinated?
I'm going to make that decision when I don't have the antibodies anymore. The one good thing about the antibodies, if you've had it, is it actually is even better than the vaccine. And here's why. With the vaccine, you can still transmit. With the antibodies, you can't transmit. So I can't receive and I can't transmit.
No!
It's the opposite.
No, and no. They already said the vaccine is way better than just the antibodies from having had COVID.
Just lie down on your back and stick your hand down your pants. That would be better.
And where did he get that, Travis? What was that? You can't transmit. No, that's if you're vaccinated. Is the only thing they have confirmed is that you can't get it or transmit. I mean, you can get it, but it would be obviously. But anyway,
it's much harder to get it.
Right. Okay.
He's running on an anti-mask, anti-vax campaign in New York City that was hit the hardest.
Oh, yeah. Here's the anti-mask part. Here he is. Okay.
Now that it is lifted tomorrow, I will be taking my mask. I have the antibodies, and I look forward to a time when we have our individuality back. And taking that mask off, it represents so much when you think about it.
No, it doesn't.
In terms of being yourself, being an individual, right? There's something about the mask that makes you one of many.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't.
And?
By the way, Anna Navarro tweeted, those bitching about others still wearing masks, what's it to you? Why does it bother you what other people do? Live and let live. And yes, some establishments still require masks. It's their right. If you don't want to wear a mask, it's not hard. Don't patronize that business, right?
Yeah. It's like saying, why is that guy using his blinker, putting shopping carts back where they belong? What is it with that guy?
What's up with you? Yeah, I love John Pavlovich just said the most prevalent side effect of the COVID vaccine is not getting COVID.
Yes.
Carlos.
Numbers are coming down.
Yes, I'm up to here with, by the way, this is what Joe Biden just said, Carlos. Confirmed cases of COVID have declined in all 50 states for the first time since the onset of the pandemic. He said there will be advances and setbacks as more people are vaccinated, but if the unvaccinated get vaccinated, they will protect themselves and other unvaccinated people around them. If they do not, states with low vaccination rates may see that progress reversed. Only those who are not vaccinated will end up paying the price. Period. Yes. Right? He said, given that vaccinations are free and convenient, it would be a tragedy and a needless one to see COVID cases among those who do not get vaccinated go up. We're not done fighting this virus. We still have tens of millions to get vaccinated. So it's okay.
Yes. And if you're hesitant,
the science could not be clearer right now. But yeah, go ahead.
Sure. And if you're hesitant, ask your non-QAnon believing doctor for more information.
This makes me crazy, Carlos. An alarming amount of vaccine hesitant people who list side effects as a top concern falsely believe that vaccines cause death, DNA alteration, infertility, or birth defects, according to a recent poll. Respondents also listed blood clots, which are a real side effect, but extremely rare, vanishingly rare, like 0.0000001 or something, right?
Like being killed by a rabid hippo on a water slide in an indoor water park.
Yes, you're more
Did that
likely
happen?
to get killed that way.
Yes. So also, I thought this was interesting what Dr. Walensky said about when you get a breakthrough. You know, we were saying like 8 Yankees, Carlos and Bill Maher, of course, got COVID famously there after being vaccinated. She said these vaccines were studied to prevent severe illness, hospitalization, or death. And as we look at these breakthrough infections, those are the ones we're most concerned about. We want to be able to study that and get a sample to understand whether there are variants involved. So that could be the mutations, you know. They believe those who were infected post-vaccine ended up seriously ill, were infected with one of the mutations. She pointed out the majority, though, of those with breakthrough infections aren't even symptomatic, and that there was so little virus that it was difficult to even sequence and study it. So, you know, again, that's the point of getting vaccinated.
Err on the side of caution.
Yeah.
Breaking news.
Oh, what?
McConnell is giving a speech on the Senate floor right now saying that he opposes the January 6th commission.
No!
Of course he does.
Hinted, he hinted that yesterday. Yeah.
Wait. Oh, did he hint? This is him hinting yesterday.
Yes. If it's going to go forward, it needs to be clearly balanced and not tilted one way or the other, so we have an objective evaluation. So I think it's safe for you to report that we are undecided about the way forward at this point. We want to read the fine print, and if the majority leader puts it on the floor, we'll react accordingly.
All right, if it's not the way we like it, with raisins and sprinkles on top and lettuce, if there's no lettuce in this bill, I can't see myself voting for it.
Excuse me? Right. As Ellie Mastalda said, they do it every time. Like, you cannot trust, right?
Is Joe Manchin and Kristen Sinema watching now? Are they finally?
Yes. I mean, Chuck Schumer vowed to hold a vote, right? He said, this is going to go to the floor. He said Republicans can let their constituents know, are they on the side of truth, or do they want to cover up for insurrectionists and for Donald Trump? Schumer's pledge to move forward with a vote puts Republicans in a difficult position. If they decide to filibuster the commission, it would be their first use of the filibuster in Congress, handing Democrats a talking point in their efforts to eliminate the filibuster. So I think this is a win-win. Here's Schumer yesterday, real quick.
I saw Leader McCarthy's 11th hour opposition on the January 6th commission. This shows how difficult it is to negotiate with Republicans. If the Republican leaders are just going to throw their lead negotiators under the bus, why do they even participate in negotiations at all?
Yeah, thank you. It's about time we learn that. And one more, Chuck Schumer.
We'll see what the House vote is like, but I want to be clear. I will put the January 6th commission legislation on the floor of the Senate for a vote, period. Republicans can let their constituents know. Are they on the side of truth? Or do they want to cover up for the insurrectionists and for Donald Trump?
I think this, Carlos, makes the Republican Party look bad either way. I mean, I think this gives us permission to go forward because they, first of all, like they need they would need 10 Republicans to join them in the Senate, right? So this is such a. They were the ones under attack, but I swear to God, it was when when Liz Cheney said he's going to be subpoenaed, that he's the one that did a 180, of course, because he realizes they're all going to be implicated and subpoenaed.
Yes. Even guys like this Andrew Clyde, who was like, it was just friendly tourists.
Oh my God.
This is a group of people that are totally okay with cyber ninjas recounting the vote in Arizona, but are afraid of some sort of favoritism on the Democrats for this bipartisan commission.
Yeah.
Well, if it's going to lean a certain way, it's going to lean towards pointing out that you guys were all complicit in the Capitol being attacked.
Yeah.
Because the facts point that way. It's not going to lean that way. The facts will drag you that way.
Yeah. Well, here's Lisa Murkowski, again, talking about both BLM, Antifa, Steve Scalise baseball field. None of that was involved. It's not interrelated in any way to what happened in January 6th. But here she is.
If you're really making this a very broad brush approach, it might be difficult to really get a value from a specific type of commission. But again, I think this is something where you need to look closely to the details and how it's configured.
Yeah.
First of all, we did it again, Carl. We gave them everything they wanted, which even though we're in control, they don't operate that way when they're in control.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Satan cheats at poker.
Yeah. Hakeem Jeffries, for instance, on subpoena power.
Kevin McCarthy also objected to there being subpoena power vested solely in the chair of the commission, when that, in fact, is the practice here in the United States Congress.
Yeah, and one more, Hakeem Jeffries.
In the interest of finding common ground, we agreed to the fact that both the chair, appointed by the Democratic legislative leaders, and the vice chair, appointed by the Republican legislative leaders, needed to come together in order for any subpoena to be issued. I don't know what Kevin McCarthy is afraid of.
I do. He was involved. Yeah. Okay. He's a key witness, right? As is Trump.
The password.
Okay.
Yes.
Can we take a second to talk about the QAnon shaman's lawyer?
Oh, God, this thing. Wow.
Well,
Wow.
I mean, they're all using the, Trump defense, like, him.
Yeah.
We were doing what he said. But wow. His lawyer said a lot of these defendants, I'm going to use the colloquial term, perhaps disrespectfully, but they're all short bus people. These are people with brain damage. They are retarded. They're on the damn spectrum. But they're our brothers, our sisters, our neighbors, our coworkers. They're part of our country. These aren't bad people. They don't have prior criminal history. They were subjected to 4 years plus of damn propaganda, the likes of which the world has not seen since Hitler.
Maybe not a phrase. Phrase to use.
He was on CNN. That guy was on CNN this morning. He said, I wouldn't have gotten the attention that I got if I hadn't used that vulgar language. So that's why I used it.
Well, I agree with the Trump is Hitler part, but
yeah,
could have been phrased differently. But I mean, I have no idea. We have to ask our next legal ladder lady, Travis, what degree of, Trump told me to do it, dear leader said it, or I have foxitis, or whatever is going to work in the actual criminal prosecutions of January 6th. I don't know, but it's...
Here's what the lawyer should be saying, though, is that we wouldn't have to go after these people if the Republicans had the courage to go after the person that started all this.
Yeah.
In other words, we're fighting to kill the back end of a snake when the Republicans know that the head of the snake is Trump. Yeah. Chop that head off, and then you don't have to worry about the rest of these people following blindly because they're mentally not equipped to to defend themselves.
McCarthy and McConnell are afraid of. They're going to play clips of them after January 6th saying how guilty Donald Trump is. I mean, before they turn their tail. And I mean, Trump, who is just yesterday, we find out he's under criminal investigation in New York in addition to Georgia, puts out a statement and said we could put an end to this January 6th commission. Like, what? And they do it. Then they all turn on a dime and they start whipping votes against it. And it's just like, oh my God.
And they shove their nose up his butt.
Yeah.
That's what happens every single time he puts out a statement.
Ew. Okay. 22 minutes after the...
I mean...
If you have not heard of the Sexy Liberal Podcasting Network, your podcasting superstation, you suck. I mean, we have the smartest, funniest liberals in the country. Stephanie Miller's Happy Hour. We have John Fugelsang. We have Hal Sparks, Frangela, Final Word, and Idiot of the Week. We have Bob Seska. Oh my God. We have Jody Hamilton from The Bunker. We have Start Me Up with Kimberly Johnson. We have Unprecedented. We have the smartest, funniest podcast, period. Get it now. SexyLiberal.com.